we're going to be looking at the early origins, the history, important events, political influences, and how advancing modernity have all affected Sikh musical heritage.
The Sikh Gurus not only introduced the music and the tunes, but also the musical instruments, which were very, very much required for the desired results on the listeners. Most of the instruments related with Guru Nanak.
The Jori, it has a deeper sound than a tabla, very much like the pakawaj. So the whole point of having a deeper sound is the lower the resonance, the more chance there is for the atoms within us to also resonate at that same frequency.
Taus. The literal meaning is peacock, and it's often said that this instrument is so wonderfully melodious it can take you to a complete heavenly state.
My taus it's the paintbrush of my soul.
Raag is to be felt. Raag is emotional attribute or emotional grammar to punctuate Guru's Shabad.
The first Anglo-Sikh war was fought between the Sikh kingdom and the East India Company between 1845 and 1846. It had a major impact, especially on education, the arts, and music.
What empire did was to actually reconstruct the mind. And once people have entered into that mode of meaning making, they can't see that they were once attached to another mode of meaning making.
ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਬਾਬ ਤੇ ਜੋੜੀ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਹਾਰਮੋਨੀਅਮ ਤੱਕ ਤੇ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਦੋਂ ਹਾਰਮੋਨੀਅਮ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ.
The harmonium came to India in the late 19th century. By 1913, India had become the world's richest market in the manufacturing and production of the harmonium.
The majority, 99.9% of the shabads that I hear, the kirtan that I hear, is not done the way that the Guru prescribed.
शब्द इदां गाओ कि किसी ਨੂੰ ਭੁਲੇਖਾ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਪਵੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ
काहे न गावही, हर गुण काहे न गावही। काहे न गावही, हर गुण काहे न गावही। मूर्ख अज्ञाना हर गुण काहे न गावही, मूर्ख अज्ञाना झूठे लालच लाग के। झूठे लालच लाग के न मरन पछाना, न है मरन पछाना। चेतना है तो चेत ले, चेतना है तो इस दिन में प्राणी, इस दिन में प्राणी। छिन छिन योध विघात है, छिन छिन योध विघात है। टूटे कट ज्यों पानी, चेतना है तो चेत ले, चेतना है तो चेत ले। कछ बिगड़ियो नहीं, अजरू कछ बिगड़ियो नहीं। अजरू कछ बिगड़ियो नहीं, जो प्रभु गुण गावे, जो प्रभु गुण गावे। कहो नानक तेह भजन ते, कहो नानक तेह भजन ते, कहो नानक तेह भजन ते। निरपय पद पावे, निरपय पद पावे। चेतना है तो चेत ले, चेतना है तो चेत ले। इस दिन में प्राणी, इस दिन में प्राणी। ਘਟੈ ਘਟ ਜਿਉ ਪਾਣੀ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਚੇਤ ਲੈ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਚੇਤ ਲੈ ਇਸ ਦਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ ਇਸ ਦਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਚੇਤ ਲੈ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਚੇਤ ਲੈ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਚੇਤ ਲੈ
Guru and the amazing guidance of the Guru. The times which are so turbulent in our life, where they exhaust us, the times they do. Like when you are so much gone through something, so much, too many things in your heart and head, and you're finding it difficult to focus, although you know what is happening, although you're aware of it, but they push you through such a difficult process that makes you irritated, angry, frustrated. You know what to do, you know what right thing is, you know what is good for us and humanity, but not being able to execute it because everything doesn't go together. We talked about Tilang, right? Tilang was when you do things and you don't feel that you've been appreciated or acknowledged even. That's Tilang, right? Experience of that we think why Guru Sahib have placed these rags so that we can diagnose. If we don't know where we want to go, where will we go? If you don't even know you want to go into the central London or into the central in Manhattan or in downtown Toronto, if you don't know, where are you gonna go? So diagnosing, finding out what is happening gives you leverage. At least you will know what's happening and then you can decide where to go. Nothing wrong when we feel Tilang to cry about it, express it. So when Tilang will happen, either you will start swearing, fighting, arguing, because Tilang is happening. You expect it. Remember, once we did Raag Suhi. There's one thing missing in Suhi, I feel, is that is expectation. Receiving is missing in Suhi. But in Tilang, when we think we are in love, we are in a relationship, but we expect that this person should behave like this. Oh, I've done so much. I conformed to the likes and dislikes, but this person doesn't even acknowledge me. There is an expectation, and expectation is going to create a frustration. And expectation also always create Tilang. But Satguru, our guide, our master, Guru Sahib gave us a solution. Through the diagnose and then remedied it. There is a Raag today in the Sangat of the Guru. And in your presence, we are doing this Raag Tilang Kafi. It is in the same chapter of Tilang, the last 3 Shabads. in this chapter by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. This Raag is created by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. I was looking into my notes, and on one of the corner it says Raag by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. So really I panicked that in my papers, in the documents I created, I always said that Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj created one Raag as Raag Jajavanti. But now, just going through those, I looked, oops. So there is a tilang have to happen inside. That how can you forget this? How can you overlook this? How? When it is your responsibility, you're supposed to look into it. How can you overlook this? So it creates frustration, right? But the remedy to that frustration is the Tilang Kafi. What an amazing gift. That on one side, Guru Sahib creates the question. And from when that question, Guru again turn that question into quest. That is the process of Tilang Kafi. Raag Tilang is the favorite Raag of Sufis. It is spine of Sufis. Sufism, have you ever heard about it? When there was a lot of corruption in religious formats, practices, it's not just Guru Nanak Sahib who went against it. It's not just Sant Kabir, Bhagat Ravidas, Bhagat Namdev, Guru Arjan Sahib, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. It's not just this. Also in Islamic system like Baba Sheikh Farid. Have you ever heard the name called Rumi?
Yeah.
Who created this, who rebelled against the system, not against the creator. When creation created another creation to control how we connect to the creator against that corruption. And that clan, that practice, challenging and looking into the inner voice, that was called Sufi. They still practiced Islam. But they challenged, like, what is the purpose to go to mosque? If Khuda, the Rabb, creator, lives in mosque, so does the bats. And snakes and rats also, so many other species. They being in mosque, they're going to go to Jannat, that the what creator created, where creator is, you're gonna go there?
Like heaven.
Yes, like heaven. But when all of these religious things frustrated one who wanted to believe, one who wanted to get closer to the creator, when that frustration came, Tilang came. So the Raag Tilang is this backbone of Sufi system, the Sufi psychology, Sufi way of thinking. Because one must get frustrated, right? Tilang creates poets. Do you write? There must be a friction, there must be something makes you right. There is something which you think is not right, and you want to bring that to righteousness, you want to crack that, you want to make it right, so you write. Through the poetry, you try to express your whole entire world. But when you're writing, when your dialogues, when your music, when your life, when your body, when your mind and soul is on a quest of liberation, of freedom, when Tilang will come and knock on your door, only two things we will have: refuse it or use it. We can deny it and suffer in silence, Or if we use it, now two things will happen. We can use it to abuse it, then you will get involved into fighting, blaming, creating a guilt factor. That's going to be a lot of problem, right? Like, for example, we went to a shopping center a few days ago. There were so many people. Created guidelines, social distance, masks. When we saw people not doing that, what happened?
Kind of panicked a little bit. We were just kind of frustrated.
That's the word, not panicked. Maybe that's after frustration, you felt a little anxious, out of rhythm. That's what Tilang is exactly, that's how it feels. But Tilang Kafi, you know, there's a two-way in that feeling of Tilang is that you can go to those people and say, why are you not doing this? That's one way. That's not gonna go well because nobody likes to be told what to do. Everybody from day one thinks they know what they're doing. So Tilang does not mean that we zip it. It doesn't mean that we suffer in silence, but there are ways. But Tilang have so much of krodha in it. Raag Tilang is like fire. Krodha is not anger. It is an emotion which gives us energy. It's lit, it's highlighted, it says, I wanna do this, I wanna challenge this. But the way you challenge it, revolution you will create. The way, your words. So that's Tilang. But Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the 9th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj writes, he says, Tegh Bahadur Simriye Kar no nid ave tai. Everything will be yours if you will understand the master's life. Guru Tegh Bahadur, not this world but spiritual, materialistically, physically, spiritually, you will have everything. Everything. If you know how to tackle with the life the way Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji did. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj gave us a sutra, a rule, a primary rule to deal with our frustration, our questions, and turned that into a quest. So Tilang Kafi becomes a quest. When you go to Gurdwara and you say, well, that's not right, that's not right, according to us, right, there is a Akhand Path happening and there's nobody sitting. Only one person who got paid for it, or just one person is doing the part in very much speed. There's no contemplation. But we then will judge. We'll say, well, this is a wrong system. We are supposed to be learning from Guru, but that's our understanding, right? Maybe somebody is learning. Maybe somebody's speed is that speed. Who are we to judge? But the frustration within us will make us a rebel. We'll say, I don't want to be part of this. That's one outcome. Or you address it. When Babur from Afghanistan attacked India, looted India, started slaughtering innocent people, what Guru Nanak Ji did, he raised his voice. He said, that's wrong. That is not a good thing. But he didn't say that to Babur. To whom did he say? He spoke to Karta Purukh. He said, how can your creation can be so cruel to your creation? There was a question and the quest started. His 9th body, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, who taught us how to be fear-free. Fear comes from challenges. Like, we went to shopping center. People were not wearing masks. People were not following the distance. So the fear was, what if they infect us? That's the fear. And that makes us what? Frustrated and angry. That how can people do such a thing? Government's job is to help us understand and manage and maintain the society. But when society doesn't follow it, it will create frustration. Yes, there will be damage. And yes, we can be part of that damage. But that will create anger, right? That will create a fear. So there are two ways. One, you go and tell them, hey, you're doing it wrong. That's not going to go well. Another thing is, Kartapuruk, why there's a different levels of thinking, why these people cannot, this is what Guru Nanak Sahib did. He went after this himself. He tried to be the role model. He became the role model. How not to be stressed in stressful times. That's what Guru Nanak Sahib did. But Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj, he turned that frustration into quest. Becoming nirbhay, without a fear. That fear that these people are going to infect us was creating an anger. But Satguruji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj said, if this whole world is not listening, have you asked yourself a question? That do you listen to yourself? When our soul speaks to us, do we listen to? Our mind listens to it, or we say, it's too hot, let's get out of it very quickly. Oh God, no. Or it's too cold, let's get out of it. Oh God, no, We are thinking about things we're not directly involved in. And so Satguru created a program to be out of this fear. If the fear came in and we are in the middle of it, how do we make sure that we are not touched and we are free? And that solution is a Tilang Kafi. That tantra, that technique, these words I did speak to you before. Yantra means a tool, our body. Tantra means a technique. What do we do with our body to create a solution, the mantra? These are just Sanskrit words. The Guru Sahib created the wisdom for us, gave us the information, the knowledge. We need to churn it. So Tilang Kafi, frustrations. But when you turn that into a beautiful prayer, when you turn that question into a quest, that's the Tilang Kafi. So Aurangzeb, Emperor of India, he says, okay, it's been a couple of hundreds years here that the Mughal empire is here. So majority of people are Muslims. So everybody, this country will be Islamic country like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Persia at that time, or Afghanistan, same way India will be. So no other things. So Hindus cannot practice, Buddhists cannot live there unless they change. And if they refuse to change, they'll be slaughtered. So we think that's a bad thing, right? We think that will create a chaos, questions. Yes, of course it did. So some leaders from Hindu clan came to Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj at Anandpur Sahib from Kashmir and other places of India and requested him. He said, we are under threat. Our practice, our belief, the way we do prayer to Kartapurukh, we are threatened by the emperor. The freedom to worship is getting lost. Is that the right thing? Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj says no. Our connection with Kartapurukh is individual's connection. We should be free to pray. But then they said, oh, well, the Aurangzeb says, if we don't convert, he will take our head. He will kill us. So Guru Tegh Bahadur, who created this rag, you know what he said? He said, go tell him that if they convert me, then you all will get converted. He went to have a dialogue, to put some sense, have a conversation. But those people were not there to listen. They were after numbers to rule. They wanted to run a country in a particular way. Their way maybe is right, but for humanity it was not. So the Qazi said to Guru Tegh Bahadur that you'll be beheaded. Those who accompany you will be killed also. Like Bhai Mati Das, who was accompanying Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, was put into the planks of wood and cut into half by Mati Das with the soul. Bhai Sati Das was wrapped with a cotton wool and burnt alive. Bhai Dayala Ji was boiled in a water while he was alive. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj, with the sword, they beheaded Guru Tegh Bahadur because he refused to convert. Because what Guru taught us, that Sabay Kat Ram Bole, that everything is Kartapurukh. So, if I ask you, do you believe in Kartapurukh? So if I disconnect you for a moment and then want you to connect you to again my way to Kartapurukh, what changed? Nothing for Kartapurukh, nothing for you. You were believing, and you are going to be believing. So what changed? Nothing. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj said, these insecurities, the fears of religion will push us out of practices when it comes to life. It will create Tilang. So he created Tilang Kafi to create what Guru Nanak Ji said, Nirpao, Nirvair. So that freedom of, Tilang is very damaging because that conversation does not stop inside. Mind will carry on nagging. You'll have nightmares. You will say, how can this happen to me? What did I do? But when you pick up the gutka, after all of this like crushing down, and you say, okay, I'm gonna reach to some higher forces. You pick up the gutka. Whatever you've been told. You pick up a prayer lagoon. You pick up Quran. You pick up something and you connect your frustration through a process and become free. That is Tilang Kafi. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji created this rag. There are 3 shabads by Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. When I say Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji created, the reference is Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Jai Javanti and Tilang Kafi does not exist prior to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. When I say the Sikh Gurus created 32 rags out of 60 rags total in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Means those 32 rags did not exist in any other scripture but Sri Guru Granth Sahib. That's why we say they are created by the Gurus. You know, when Guru Sahib got the pothis and shabads from the different writers, different life forms, different bodies, life forms in a way, somebody from Hindu practices, Vaishnav, Shiv practices, Islamic practices, like Bhagat Jaydev. Bhagat Jaydev, what he wrote it in Gujari. When the pothi was brought to Guru Sahib, it was written in Gujari and Guru Sahib placed it into Gujari. But there's a lot of adjustment Guru Arjan Sahib did. Which wisdom will go under which rag? Guru Arjan Sahib, and then Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. It was Guru Gobind Singh Ji who placed these shabads of Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj in Sri Guru Granth Sahib.
So did Guru Nanak Dev Ji start writing the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, so then it was smaller, and then he gives like rights to the next Guru so they can add more to it?
Bhai Gurdas Ji says, Puchan Fol Kitab Nu, they took the Kitab from Guru Nanak, the diary of Nanak Ji, and they open it and they ask the question, then who is Ram bigger than Allah, or Allah Rahim is bigger than Ram? And Guru says, whoever does not follow the righteousness, who doesn't actually listen to you, is not connected truly, Bhai Gurdas Ji says, he said, they both lost. No, they fight over nonsense. They're not even connected to them. So that says Guru Nanak Ji had Kitab, which we call Pothi. Guru Angad Sahib contributed to that. So did Guru Amar Das Maharaj. So the Pothiyan from the Goindwal Sahib was called in by Satguru Guru Arjan Sahib, compiling it together, adding his experiences, and that's how Adi Granth was created. But then Guru Gobind Singh Ji, giving a guruship, he added in Raag Tilang Kafi, and he added in Raag Jaijavanti and the Bani of Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. Some of the old manuscripts also says Patsahi Dasween, that Guru Gobind Singh's, some of the sloks right at the end from Guru Gobind Singh Ji. But there are clearly the prescription of Guru Gobind Singh Ji is in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. His contribution is enormously, you can see it. It's there. That all of the numbers, which gives us a conclusion which Shabad belongs to which Raag, which Kar, which Guru, which Bhagat, all of that finally edited by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So today we learnt about, in the Sangat of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Shabad, that even this Raag, because this is Turki Bani, you must understand, Raag for Hindu practitioners of Bhakti may be nothing, for just a musical piece, which is fine. Raag for an entertainer may be just a piece of music, which is a fine, but we, the Sikhs, for us, Turki Bani, where this Shabd came from Kartapurukh, through Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj to us. Tilang Kafi also came from where, with that Shabad, it is part of Bani, so we cannot change. So when we're doing Santya, when we're doing Path, when we're doing practice, when we're living it, we have to live Tilang Kafi. Do you understand what Tilang Kafi is now? Or still confused?
I understand, but what does the word Turki mean?
Turki means from the source, from Anhad, from that where Kartapurukh is it. Par Brahm is where Rabji is sitting. If Rabji told Guru Nanak Sahib the seed that this humanity is missing is a oneness, they're not listening to themselves. How can they appreciate the nature? So if Kartapurukh planted that seed into the heart of Nanak Ji, if Nanak Ji was connected with the Karta Purukh and wanted us to connect with the Karta Purukh, that is the Gaur of our Guru. So, Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj Ji, this Raag, or Raag Asa Malla Pella, that Raag, or Maj Malla Panjavan, that Raag, all of that came from Rabji. That's part of Bani. For us, Raag, Rabab, and Rabbi Bani, we cannot separate that. Because Guru Nanak Ji changed the Rabab. The Rabab of Baba Mardana was Drupad Rabab. 6 strings. It was not like yours, 5. But in 1500s, at Parwana, Guru Nanak Ji re-engineered it. What was the need? There must be some reason. Gechik and Saranda was different at the time of Guru Sahib. It was 4 strings. It was smaller here, little smaller down, and it was like a lute for folk singing. But Guru changed it. The world's incredible musicologist, psychologist, through working through the sound, giving us the mantra, the solution to the life. Guru Arjan Sahib, at the age of 13, he created this. So I hope that you have watched the documentary Sikh Musical Heritage, The Untold Story. If you haven't, please log into Vimeo on demand. Sikh Musical Heritage, The Untold Story. Trust me, those 72 minutes, it's worth it. It'll connect us with those tools, these tools, and kind of purpose. Then, so that we can find our purpose. So, what I was talking about, these Shabads, they have a title on top, given by the Gurus. So, these are the instructions. How do we become this? When you read Shabad, you read to become something, right? You want to learn something. You want to be amazing. So if you're not going to use Guru's technique,
there's no way then.
Yes. So yes, you want to be educated, but you do not want to follow curriculum. Then you're not going to reach.
Because we always look for like shortcuts and faster ways, but then we don't acknowledge that maybe the longer way is the way that'll pay off more.
Yes. So patience and passion.
So like, in like schools and like the current like curriculum in schools, like when they teach about Sikhi, so is that like not accurate because they like teach about the religious side?
So when we are talking about religions, the world religions, in RE, in religious education at school, so every country have their understanding. It's not they're trying to teach you the wrong thing, but their understanding is like in comparing to Christianity, for a comparative study. So what Christians think about Buddhism, what Christians think about Islam, what Christians think about Sikhs and their practice. So they assembled things and they share with you whatever the people have written or their scholars found out what is their conclusion. It's not about wrong and right. It is actually good for us to see what is the other perspective, how people receive us. And why are we going to rely on other people outside the world? Why don't we rely on ourselves, our connection with the Guru? So let's build that. Let's build that connection of oneness with the Guru. So maybe things are wrong. Your soul will tell you when something is not good, right? There's the inner voice. Then that question, don't be afraid of it. Challenges can make you. Many of us are worried what will happen to our businesses. What happened, like nobody can do anything. Now, this can become a challenge which destroys you. give you anxiety and depression and disease, or this challenge can make you even better than you were.
Yeah.
So do you accept the challenge? When somebody says, oh well, I don't believe your guru did this and blah blah, no need to be afraid. Your connection with your guru. If you are hanging around with yogis and sadhus or sufis, what does that mean? Nothing. It means that you are there to pick up, refine and sharpen your viewpoint. But if you're not going to be sitting with them, and if you're afraid, oh well, you know, in this book is written yoga is forbidden in sex, I'm not going to hang around with yogis, then what will we learn? You know, we already created a phobia. We already are disconnected. We are here out of the lines of nirvair. We have enmity. We refuse. We refuse an entry of thoughts. We don't believe in, we don't trust ourselves that whatever we know, being healthy is the wrong thing? No. So what if somebody teaches us how to be healthy? Why it's wrong? Being wealthy, is it wrong thing? So that's why you go to school, to become a yog capable. But some people in the community have some sort of like corruption in education, have developed a phobia, like sex have nothing to do with the job. Yes, sex have nothing to do with any ritual.
Like superstitions and stuff.
Anything. Sex believe in the Karta Purukh gave us the entire control. We can write anything for us. That's what sex believe. But only believing ain't gonna take us anywhere. So let's go into Tilang Kafi. Let's become that. So the frustration doesn't drown us. So we are free. How are we going to reach Nirpay Pad? I mean the status of being free from the fears. Nirpay is the fear free. No fear. Yeah. But that status, how are we going to achieve that? Everybody want to be there in that space, but how are we going to get there? Tilang Kafi. Don't lose it by refusing it. Use it. Deal to heal. And Satguruji says something so beautiful here. Shall we go through? Very first thing will come is a Mangalacharan. So when you're doing your research, look for Mangal, the Mangalacharan. Ek Oankar Satya Guru Prasad. This is a Mangalacharan. Or it can be Ek Oankar Satnam Karta Purukh Nirpawan Nirvaira Kalmurta Junni Saibam Guru Prasad. The different ways Satguruji wrote the Mangalacharan. Different ways. So when that Mangalacharan appears, that means there is a change in the process. Either there's a different different emotional structure implied on to the rag, onto the mood, or there's a poetic difference, there is a raga difference, the tantra, the technique, the whole mood changes. And here mood changes. Tilang Mahla Noma Kafi. So that sound current. You know, if somebody is speaking, talking to you in anger, what are you gonna feel?
Frustrated.
Okay, so it will impact you. So when you talk in Tilang Kafi, it will impact you.
But I feel like many people they expect others to be kind to them, but they're not kind to themselves, so they can also experience Tilang Kafi within their own self.
Tilang Kafi breaks that shackle. It gives you the freedom. It's not going to create a frustration. So like Sufis, they start wearing these bright colors and all of those things. Some people will, I met some of them having the Jurian, those, and they were like, they said, I'm the wife of the Kartabur. They or some with the kungrus, they bells in their alongside their ankles, and they're dancing to say, I'm serving my Kartabur. They are in their own world, but they're free from these shackles of what society will say.
Yeah.
When you renounce it, not like that you lose your family, you leave for jungles. No, not like that. You disappear. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. Running away. Nanak Ji says no. But when you pick up the gutka, when you pick up your rabab and turn your pain into a process of a prayer, that's phenomenal, isn't it? So Nanak Ji, in the 9th body, Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj is teaching us. Chetna hai to Chet Lai Nis din Mai Praanee. To mind, who's like frowns on the forehead, who's like Tilang. It's like a pressure cooker situation, that's Tilang. But that whistle on top, that is Kafi. It releases that pressure. But it gives a momentum, it gives a purpose, not just losing it, but using it. When you know how to use your Tilang, that knowing, that process of prayer is Tilang Kafi. Do you understand it? So soul says to mind, remember every moment. Oh, a foam of life, and the gift of Kartabruk, remember every moment, that with every moment, the physical opportunity, this moment of physical body is ticking away. Chen mean the moment per moment. Aud means time. Chen aud bihat hai. Bihat means going away. This is a Braj. It's a different language. Bihat hai is going away. Phoote kat jo pani. Kat is like a pot, clay pot, which keeps the water cool, have cracks in it or hole in it. So water drip per drip goes out of it. Same thing happens to life. So now this can create a fear. Or this question can create a quest. So either you will run to Gurdwara in a fear and sit there, be afraid and Vaheguru, what will I do now? So that's one thing. Or you will go to Guru and learn how to be without a fear. The freedom is not about your head is beheaded. It's not about you boiled alive, losing that opportunity, the physical opportunity. No, it's not losing the life, the concept. Life is not just a physical. So that oneness, once you attain that, you don't die. Chin audh bihat hai, फूटे काट जो पानी चेतना है तो चेत ले. For this to become a solution, mean mantra, Rahao has to be followed. Rahao is the Guru's instruction. These two lines is the lines of Rahao. Now, Guru will give us two references, two padas. So, first pada is Har gun kahe gavahi, Har gun kahe gavahi, Murakh gyana. You know, sometime in relationship we use names, or we address the others, you idiot or you stupid, like we say these things, but they are in a context, they have other relationship. We can only say this to those, you can't go and say this to people out there you don't know. It's a guarantee their trouble like that, right? So here's the soul who have a relationship, who sees mind is fallen out of line, says that's idiotic. Why are you swaying away? Why are you losing your focus? And why are you losing your freedom? And why we are going to end up losing an opportunity. Har gun, who pervades, the Rab, Khuda, Vaheguru, Akal Purakh, Par Brahm, that who is everything, everywhere. We can only be one with that if we know how to be one with ourselves. Sometimes our thoughts are that way and our body is. So we don't have a focus. This is why we go to the Guru, to become the meditation, because the meditation is being focused. When you 100% being in something and you become that, that is becoming meditation. Wrong or right, that's a separate thing. Har gun kahe, har gun, Karta Purukh, and the Karta Purukh's amazing things, like a creation. Why are you not looking toward it? The creation. And how is it you are not like, oh, amazing? How you're out of that? The soul says, you know, I don't understand this silly act of yours. Tilang is there. But Satguru is using it to turn it into Tilang Kafi. So Tilang is a separate Raag, Tilang Kafi is a completely different thing. Chuthe laalch lag ke. Chutha is a false, is a lie. Lalach is the greed. I want this car, I want a house like this, I want to be in this country. Okay, then what? You know, if you have trillions, then what? You're still gonna eat roti, not the diamonds. You're still not going to eat gold. You're still gonna need a bread. So losing the purpose and getting lost into materialism, the command and control, like Aurangzeb says, my way, otherwise, highway. I mean, otherwise I'll behead you, Aurangzeb says. So Satguruji says, no, because that's wrong. And that is creating anxiety, depression, that is creating fear. And we humans, we have to live fear-free, and Satguru steps in himself, free, nirbhay. He's at that status You know, giving somebody £10 from your earning is difficult. Giving somebody your head for righteousness, amazing, isn't it? That is being fear-free. Letting go your body because you understand what life is truly, that is amazing. That's what Guru Tegh Bahadur taught us. Because he's got it all that one needs. He's the kings of the heart. Not just his followers, his students, but the other communities comes to him to take shelter because they understand how complete Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is. And he gives us the blessing. Tilang Kafi is a Gur Prasad. It will bring you out. It'll turn your questions into quest. It will turn your frustration into meditation if you know how to engage. So how to engage? Like if somebody's saying, oh, you're so sweet, you're very nice. You're not going to punch them, are you? Because those words is creating kindness in you. Same way Tilang Kafi is creating the quest in you. It's blossoming you. It's a Sangat with the Guru's wisdom. And if we follow the instructions, amazing. So my request is to all of you Sangat, all of you, bit per bit, let's put together our world of Sangat together. Let's follow Guru. And Solution Guru is sharing with us the mantra. How Guru wants us to become that tantra, that technique, the Gur, and those tools. Let's give it a go. And let's experience the sweetness of it. Let's become a Sikh of Guru. Not of society, not of a system. The Sikh of Guru. Then Guru says, Tilang Kafi. Chuthe laalch laag ke. I want to be famous. I want to be leader. I want to be elected as a president of the United States next year and kind of thing. All of these are just momentarily with the body, kaboom, gone. Na hai marin pachana. That illusion we live in. Then Satguruji brings the Rahau again. Rahau has to be, Rahau is an anchor, a reminder after the pada. Chetna hai to Chet Lai Nis din Mai Praanee. And the last reference here. Ajhu Kach bigriyo nahi. If you had a basket of eggs and you fell down, the all will break. But if you had an apple in basket, they won't break. Right? So we have a still opportunity, soul says to mind, that time hai. There's a little bit moment left for us. We're still breathing, are we? We're still alive. Pinch yourself. Are you really here? We are. So we have opportunity. Another moment. Ajhu kach bigriyo nahi. We say, you know, drop to you still have a time. Teacher says, you still got a time. You still can turn this to something amazing, right? The Guru Sahib is sharing what soul is saying in the same context to the mind. Ajhu kach bigriyo nahi jo Prabh gun gaave. That it's time to be that bliss. To be in that bliss so that we can become bliss. If we don't appreciate the blossom, how are we going to blossom? If we don't appreciate the smile, how are we going to smile? If we don't appreciate being strong, how are we going to eat healthy? If we don't appreciate the consciousness, how are we going to meditate? So soul is pointing toward that. In the last line, Kaho Nanak te bhajan te. Going through this process, the ninth Nanak, Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj ji, saying, the soul speaking to mind, saying, in through this process, oh my dear mind, you are frustrated and angry and upset, and I understand your anger, but hey, turn this light into enlightenment. Nirpay pad pave. Nirpay pad means the fear-free, that status. You know, when you know you're not afraid. See, when you prepared for your exams, how do you feel like when you know the things?
More confident.
That's nirpay. That's what there's nothing coming in between you. And when you will understand the mind that way, there won't be disagreements, there won't be issues. Kaho Nanak te bhajan te, nirpay pad pave. Chetna hai to Chet Lai Nis din Mai Praanee. So let's build our Sangat. Let's understand the emotions, the property of Tilang Kafi, which emotions, how they're programmed, and how to use them in life. That's the Vidya. We learn that. What is the fuse of Tilang Kafi? First we put that together. How to use these tools to create that environment around us. How to be in rhythm, how to tune ourselves to our emotional world. That's the Vidya of Kirtan. Kirtan is not just tuning this and playing a tune and putting a Shabad. That is not Kirtan. Kirtan as a living. That mood the Guru given it to us. Live in that Shabad, that instruction, being in that conversation with the mind. So Tilang Kafi, looking for that situation, and when we're reading this Shabad, being in that, letting ourselves, that is enlightenment, that is an experience, that is Guru Prasad, Kirtan. So shall we sing this Shabad once? Guru's Shabad, Guru's way. What is Guru's way? The way is written in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. And if we don't follow what's written in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, like we pick up Bollywood tunes, we pick up pop songs, we rap and reggaes and all of famous artists, amazing music they made, Bollywood compositions, fine, but what about the Guru? Why it is important for us to say, oh, it is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to compete with the Guru. It is not. So let's not ever do that. Look, at the end, you're going to do what you're going to do. My job is to tell you that when we go against the Guru, the only thing happens is that we lose. If you appreciate the Guru's wisdom and you like it, respect it. Respect means not disrespecting by changing it. Yeah. Guru's instrument. But the main instrument, the Karta Purukh given it to us, is here, the voice. So sing along. Guru's Bani, and let's try to log into our Tilang Kafi, our experiences. Put that with this Shabad. Let's live. Let's become this Shabad. Let's experience it. This is simple. Simple is that. There's only 3 Shabads in Tilang Kafi by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. This Raag is created by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj. So let's step toward an amazing life. Let's learn this. Every single emotion used in Tilang Kafi, there are out of 22 emotions, some used here. Yeah, so that prescription is set up by the gurus. So we follow it. We follow. The mind starts feeling it, because the music in sex is a psychological pattern of sound. We sound which creates music. So the music we listen to is created by sound, but Satguruji is talking about sound, and let's develop that. So Rababi 550 also is a program by our charity, Raj Academy. It's your charity, our charity, together as a Sangat. We have that school, that platform, let's use that. So in your Punjabi school, let's set up this so that our children can use these instruments. This is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's instrument, Dilruba. Let's learn how to tune the psyche. Let's learn how to tune the rhythm from the life. And let's learn the importance of one single line and what will happen if we change that in Shabad. And let's learn about the Raag and its application and the science behind it, the purpose, so that our future is not depressed. Our future is not anxious. Our future knows how to turn our stress into success. So send us an email at info@rajacademy.com. If you have Punjabi school or Kirtan class at Gurudwara Sahib, as a community you're running it, send us an email about Rababi 550 and we'll be there, right there, to support you with this amazing gift by the Gurus, which they called Kirtan. Let's become Kirtan by doing Kirtan. So today, going in the Sangat with the Guru's blessing, this Shabad, in Tilang Kafi by Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj.
कार काहे न गावही मूर्ख अज्ञाना मूर्ख अज्ञाना झूठे लालच लाग के झूठे लालच लाग के न है मरे न पछाना चेतना है तो चेत ले चेतना है तो चेत ले निस दिन में प्राणी निस दिन में प्राणी छिन्न छिन्न ओध देहात है छिन्न छिन्न ओध देहात है टूटे कट ज्यो पानी चेतना है तो चेत ले चेतना है तो चेत ले अजहू काछ बिखरियो नहीं अजहू काछ बिखरियो नहीं जो प्रभु गुण गावे कहो नानक ते भजन ते कहो नानक ते भजन ते निरपै पद पावे चेतना है तो चेत ले चेतना है तो चेत ले निस दिन में प्राणी निस दिन में प्राणी छिन्न छिन्न ओध बेहात है छिन्न छिन्न ओध बेहात है टूटे कट ज्यो पानी चेतना है तो चेत ले चेतना है तो चेत ले निस दिन में प्राणी निस दिन में प्राणी चेतना है तो चेत ले चेतना है तो चेत ले look into the documentary and also look into the how we can build this Sangat and thrive from here. Not be bogged with the emotional stress. Let's give a purpose to our future. How to deal with the stress, how to turn that into success through Kirtan.
what is Kirtan, how to use it, how to maximize this life, how to be best physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, politically, in everything you can think, how to be in the front line. And Kirtan helps us to have that amazing access to life. Thank you so much for your blessings. And thank you so much for. We'll see you soon. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। राग सोरठे पातशाही प्रभ जू तो कहे लाज हमारी प्रभ जू तो कहे लाज हमारी प्रभ जू तो कहे लाज हमारी तो कहे लाज हमारी प्रभु जू वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Thank you so much for joining us again this week and being in our Sangat. As I talked last week about Kirtan, about the Shabad, these instruments, and why Raag, why the Shabad, it's very important to continue to contemplate on this. Kirtan is beyond just singing, it's beyond just performing, it's beyond playing these instruments. It goes far deeper. Our roots go deeper. And if you haven't already, I would highly recommend watch our documentary, The Sikh Musical Heritage, The Untold Story. Sikh Musical Heritage, The Untold Story is an amazing documentary that really helps us kind of see where Sikh music came from, where Kirtan came from, where it started, where these instruments came from, and how it all began. And not just at a historical level, but it also helps build that connection of why. What was the purpose for Guru Nanak to use the Rabab? What was the purpose of Guru Arjan Dev Ji to play Saranda and do Kirtan with it in his entire life? Why did he create such a beautiful instrument? What was the purpose? What was the purpose of Guru Gobind Singh Ji to create this Saj, the Taus? And why was it so important to the Sikhs? And how and where has it gone? If it was so important, if the Gurus themselves did Kirtan with these instruments, Gurus themselves sang in Raag, where has it all gone? And the documentary will help kind of stitch that story together to help us really understand what really happened. And it truly is the untold story because it's really not told that much. And I highly recommend you all tune in and watch it. Hopefully by now there should be a link in the comment section. Definitely give it a try. It's going to help us. It'll help you see where it came from, where it is now, and what happened in between. And beyond that, if you've already seen it, I would highly recommend that you check out our courses that we have. We have this 2-week course for free to kind of understand what Kirtan is and why, like the actual practicality behind Kirtan and how it can help you in your life now. Right? We tend to mystify everything. We tend to make it very religious. But Kirtan was very practical. Guru Nanak wasn't about rituals, and he was beyond all that. It was all about reality. And he made it very simple. And Kirtan was used not to just please others. It was not used to showcase musical abilities. It was used to connect. And it's very important for us to understand how to connect and how to use the Shabad, how to use the Raag, how to use these instruments to actually synchronize our psyche. So I highly recommend watch the documentary and also check out our courses. I guarantee you'll really enjoy it. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next week. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I've always wondered about the history and heritage of the instrumentation within Sikh music. And as we look around today, I cannot seem to find enough examples of our traditional instruments, and it makes me wonder what changed and why. We're going to be looking at the early origins, the history, important events, political influences, and how advancing modernity have all affected Sikh musical heritage.
The majority, 99.9% of the Shabads that I hear, the Kirtan that I hear, is not done the way that the Guru prescribed.
शब्द इदां गाओ कि किसी ਨੂੰ ਭੁਲੇਖਾ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਪਵੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼